Little technical difficulty already today. I thought I had them all charged up, but apparently my mic is dead. You change the cord out, yeah, and then plug it in.
We've done this once or twice.
Yeah, we've done it once or twice, but yeah. Okay, so I guess we're done with one mic today. I'll repeat the questions as she says until the mic gets a little charge on it. So can you guys hear me? Are we early? What time?
What it says, just wanted to be the first one.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Who did?
Jason.
Okay. And is that Mr. Jason Oxley?
Yep.
All right, Jason. Good to hear you. Glad to talk to you this week. It was really cool. If you have any other questions about anything, just throw me a line. You know me. I'm good to talk pretty much anytime. Well, let's do a little update. So, update for the week is that I've got another bid in on the concrete for the shop. The big one, though, is that we hit 25,000 subscribers Saturday. That was cool. 25,000. We're already up to 25.4 within just 5 days. So that's awesome. I mean, it's just getting bigger and better. Let me see. I did do a little video this week about a dash cam that I got for the Bama Lamb. That's really cool. Never had one of those before. That was really cool. Dash cam. Yeah, that's neat. Let's see what else we got. Well, that's really about it. What? Oh yeah. Well, we got a side job, and we had to order a motor from O'Reilly's for a customer of Kenny's for a side gig, and we were expecting 4 to 6 weeks. We got it in 8 days, or less than that. Yeah, it's brand new. It's over there on the shelf, shining like a diamond in a goat's ass. That's one of my dad's sayings. That's one of his favorite sayings was diamond in a goat's ass. But other than that, it's just been eat, sleep, work, repeat. The whole weekend we're going to spend on that new motor. It's a 3.7 liter straight six out of a Canyon, and they're really not much different than a straight six from back in the day. Question?
Nightmare wanted to say, I wanted to thank you for your help. The popping went away besides in the third, which I'm assuming is timing. Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, the timing problem that you had. Yeah, and so if you got it looked up, I mean, that's good. That's great news. Good job, buddy. Not yet, but so first thing Saturday morning, because he just started his new job at the new dealership, and he's tired. They're working him, but he loves it, every minute of it. So he's going to learn a lot of things working at a dealership, in a service department dealership. But we'll be starting this first thing Saturday morning, and I'm turning the air conditioner back on. It's still hot in here.
Jason found a book kit that you have to do an alignment on it. 76 took him 30 minutes, and I got to watch.
Really? I have had no luck. I mean, I've got a nice big town sits right next to me, Fort Smith, Arkansas, with like 70,000 people in it. There's shops all over the place, and nobody will touch it. I can't get anybody to do the front end alignment, but that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going to have to call up some of my old friends and see if they know anybody that'll do it. But I got turned down by all the real close shops. I might have to put it on a trailer and haul it off someplace and get it done, or learn how to do it myself.
Nightmare says, you've been a massive help in teaching me as I'm learning pretty much alone, even as a mechanic.
I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, if you think about it, back in my day, is like you learned by helping. And then once you learned, you taught somebody else. And I'm more than happy to help. If you guys got questions, that's what it's all about. It's just helping everybody else out on their projects. I mean, I couldn't be any prouder of being able to help all you guys. That's what it's all about. I mean, that's why I turned the camera on and just started explaining what I was doing 3 years ago. It's just to pass it on and help guys out. That's why I like this community. It's just the best.
Jason said 120 and I tipped him also.
What?
120 and I tipped him also.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do that, like, even at the tire shop, I tip the guys at the tire shop. Even though they have their price, I still buy them lunch. I mean, it's just, you just pay it forward. I mean, sooner or later, that good vibe will come back. It's great. I always tip it at all the shops. I mean, you know, because I know they're working. I mean, especially now, like in the summertime down here in the South. Them boys are sweating. They look pitiful. And so, I mean, if I can buy them a Coke, if I can buy them a lunch, then, you know, I mean, pay it forward. Tip your people. So, anyways, it's going to be a busy weekend. But then after that, then I get to really get into elbow deep in Bamalam and get it finished. And I actually, I'm using my table I was going to use for my rear end rebuild for that new motor. But we're going to get to that part. And, what I want to talk about today, also with the 25,000 subscribers, was I did a video, I put it out Sunday, about what cam you should choose for your project, you know, and that's gotten a lot of responses. Everybody has, I mean, there's been some really good information come across, a lot of good reads, and I mean, guys are writing War and Peace about, you know, different things, this cubic inches and head design and things like that, and what you can and can't get away with. It's really a good read. I highly suggest it for if you guys have a build coming up of what you would like to run on your street rod. If you guys are here and you haven't done it yet, smash that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that bell if you haven't already done it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Check out the t-shirts and the hats and things like that. And support the channel if you'd like to. I'd really appreciate it. It really would help. It's just every little bit helps. And just especially smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm and really pushes it out to more people as we're speaking right now. So the more you guys hit that like button, the more it'll get pushed out and more people will come on. We might have some more questions. But that dash cam that came in and I played with it last weekend, that thing's pretty cool. I mean, I'm trying to figure out a way to mount it to the back bumper, but it's probably going to go in the back glass. Away from the sliding back glass, but it goes right on your phone, and it's like Bluetooth right into everything, and it does a 24-hour cycle. So it's real. And if my old butt that's not computer literate or phone literate or anything like that, didn't grow up with this stuff, if I can make it work and figure it out, you guys can too. It's really a cool little product.
Namir says, I'm starting to think the Sum 1785 camshaft is too big for my stock 80s truck 350 at this time.
Some it's what size? 7 what? Or
the Sum 1780 camshaft is too big for my 80s truck 350 at times.
What's the duration and lift on that one? And is your truck a 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive?
And Al says, will you be going live and answering questions regularly?
Every Thursday. Every Thursday this time, every Thursday. We've done 12 in a row now. Haven't missed one. We were a little late last week because we had things going on with the family, but we got here. But I don't plan on stopping this at all. I love doing these lives. This whole back and forth, it's awesome. And so we do this every Thursday, 8 o'clock Central, this time. We do about an hour, and then we call it good.
Jason wants to know what the pallet behind you set it for.
What the what?
Pallet behind you.
The pallet? Oh, that's the pallet that my son's crate motor came in way back in the day, and I use it. Most of my land is kind of on a skew, so I use that as a pedestal to get up and clean gutters and stuff with the ladder, and so that's why I keep it. That's what the pedestal is for. I just shove it in the corner. When I need it in the spring when we're cleaning gutters and stuff, then I use it for the ladder. It's just safe, and the ladder fits perfect in it, and it just really works well. And it's light, and you just haul it around all the way around the house, just cleaning gutters. But that's what my son, when he went to high school 10 years ago, he blew up the motor, and he worked all summer, and he bought a 1099 Jags crate motor, a GM crate motor. We put it in his K10, his K10, K15, his four-wheel drive long bed, 78 four-wheel drive long bed. Yeah, and that's what the motor came in on.
Jimmy wants to know, would you do a video on tuning the carb and adjusting the timing?
I already have. I have the tuning the carb with vacuum gauge. That's a video. It's in the library. You can look it up. And also did one setting the timing. I mean, that one's doing really well right now. It's in my playlist, so it's already done. You can look it up. I mean, they're there.
Namir says 4-wheel, and Summit says 218 and a 218 lift.
218 at 0.50, whatever it is. So it's about 268, which is perfect. Because you want low end grunt without the high RPM stuff, and it'll still run all your accessories. You'll still be able to run your brakes, your heater, your distributor, everything off of it. It'll run on enough vacuum. And that's 268, 270 is about as high as you can go on a stock motor, and the vacuum signals should still be right to be able to run everything. So that cam is perfect for what you want to use it for.
Jimmy says we'll do things.
But no, my patience is running thin when it comes to the new shop. I want it up yesterday. I mean, I really do. I just want it up yesterday. But a gentleman that I've met many times, a friend of my son-in-law's, he does concrete. He's supposed to be giving me a bid tonight or tomorrow. And we've had dry for the last week. Down here in the south, we've had dry for the last week. I know everybody else in the country right now is getting rain and getting flood and everything. But right now in Oklahoma, we've been dry for a week, you know. I'm actually going to get to mow. And so I'm really hoping that we stay dry for another week. That way we can start getting shale in, start building the pad, get concrete poured, and get that process going, because I really want to get in that new shop. I need that space.
Namir says, I had some good talk before I found out I messed up a head gasket. Do you think I should go 3/4 turn, or would that be too tight for the 0.30 preload?
Say that one more time.
I had some good chalk before I found out I messed up a good head gasket. Do you think I should go 3/4 turn, or would that be too tight for a 0.30 preload?
No, that's fine. That's fine. That'll work. And I know you guys are going to complain about Christina's sound and everything. I can hear what she's saying, but my mic was out. So I thought I charged it, but sorry about that. So we do have dual mics, but right now hers ain't working. Or hers is working, but mine's dead. I'm just ready for it to cool off and really start hitting it heavy every day. Just turning wrenches and just baby steps, getting everything moving forward. I'm just ready to get everything moving forward. But but no, it's been a good week. It really has been a good week. The business is doing great. This is doing great. I really have no complaints, except for it just seems like there's always 10 pans in the fire and there's only one fire. There's only one of me, but there's 10 things that need to be done.
Nightmare said, I noticed that taking that truck to work, that first started idle, it's around 650 RPM until it warms up. But I've turned the fast idle screwed up already.
So it starts at cold, it runs to 650, and once it warms up, I'm gonna guess it's around about 550, and that's normal. It just, like, even the Bamalam, when I started up, it idles up a little bit, and it sounds a little, well, it actually sounds great with open headers, but I mean, it's pinging in a little bit and popping a little bit, but then once it warms up, it just smooths right out. But that's kind of normal. But that's just the way they act. That's just the way a carburetor acts. I mean, unless you have electric choke on it, fuel injection is another thing, but carburetors, they do what they do.
Warm it when to set 950 RPM idle.
Oh, so it goes up. Okay. Well, yeah. Then take the vacuum gauge and do your idle screws once it's warm. It may be a little choppy when you first start it up, but then set it at like 700 or 750 when it's warm, and then you should be good to go. It should start up good, maybe one pump, and then it should idle at about 700. 750 is a great idle point for like a nice little small block. That's where I normally like to run mine warm, 700 warm. Yeah.
Jason Edwards says, I'm waiting from October 24th or August 24th to October to get my pad done, then from October to January for the build. I totally get it.
Yeah, I mean, we did all the stuff with the bank and everything is set. We got the money, but now because the weather is just kicking us almost every other day, it's just making things impossible to get into my backyard, because anything that would roll in my backyard now would bury to the axles. Anything. Unless we was like pour a little concrete and work backwards, pour a little concrete and work backwards, but we're not going to do that. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I knew going in that this wasn't going to happen overnight, but now that all the financing is done, and I just wish Mother Nature would, I hope Mother Nature, because I would like to be in the dry pretty quick and then tinker with it as we go.
Nothing Bear says, I thought it would die out if I set it below 900 RPM, as it drops to 600 RPM in the gear and sounds sluggish.
Like I said, get it warm, and then set your idle screw with your vacuum gauge, your idle circuit with your vacuum gauge, and then adjust the actual butterfly idle and to like 750 warmed up, and it'll be a little choppy when you start up, but once it warms up, it'll be perfect. And so but we always used to, like, my old guy that taught me, his name was Roger, he would have me warm it up, put it in gear, and sit in it while he did corner island. He would do it by ear, and he would go back in the back and listen to the exhaust, and he was like, he had the touch, he had the ear, and he'd been doing it all his life. I don't even know if he's alive anymore, but I mean, he taught me how to do this stuff. But yeah, if you have somebody who can put it in gear and you can set mixture and gear warm, that's absolutely the best. But when you're running by yourself, like I do most of the time, yeah, 750 warm is a good number. They'll pop you about 600 in gear for you pretty good. You just got to play with it. I mean, that's the fun part about having these old trucks and hot rods and stuff, is just playing with them. Just get them, just tweaking just a little here and a little there, just getting them the way you want them. That's the fun stuff. That's the good stuff.
Nightmare says, I would wait as I've done a slab in the pouring rain and it turned out terrible.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to have them pour it in the rain, but it's just a matter of getting it dry enough where they can get back there with the trucks and dump about 1.5 feet of shale and build a pad without burying trucks in my backyard. That's the thing. It's getting, it's just not burying trucks, dump trucks. That's the one thing. That's one thing I don't want to have happen. I don't want to have them come in with the big rig and that be an expense and everything, because it just, you can get 15 foot past the gate and you just start squishing right now.
Michael says, hello, Uncle Buck.
Is that Mr. Michael Scantlin? Hello, Mike. How you feeling? When you come see me? You ain't come see me in a couple months. Your sister and your brothers come see me, but you ain't come see me. You better get your ass off your ass and come see me. I miss talking to you. I'm sure Judy Ann's looking at you like that, going, Oh, I did check on the sticker for you, Michael, and it's supposed to be coming out this week, or maybe Monday or Tuesday. But it's supposed to be on its way. Well, come on, talk to me, guys. I did watch a cool video today about an ultrasonic cleaner. That was kind of cool. It's they have little bitty small ones, like for jewelry and things like that, that like it just pulses ultrasonic waves in the water and it cleans things. But they make big versions, like for heads, pistons, crankshafts, whole engines. I mean, they make them big enough to take a cherry picker and drop one of those in there and just boil it and clean it all out with all the goo. I mean, I think that's one of my, okay, well, let's do that. If you're going to build a shop and you had the opportunity to buy equipment that you never had before, what would be the one thing you bought? If you had the money. I mean, lift, cleaners, blasters, whatever. What would be the one thing, what would be the first thing comes in your mind of what you would buy?
Amir says, what's the craziest build you've ever done in any vehicle?
This one right here. I ain't got it in a vehicle yet, but this thing is, I did everything wrong, and I haven't had anything to put in to fire it off yet. But I mean, I took a wire wheel to the cylinders. I didn't pull any bearings. I didn't pull any and nothing. I just it had sat in water, and I wire wheeled it and got it moving because it was stuck, and put a real cheap Summit cam in it and redid the heads and got a gasket set, timing chain, and it may blow up the minute I hit it, or maybe the best motor I ever built. But this is the craziest one I do. But we got plans. I mean, like I said, we got the Mustang we're going to do. I've got another frame outside that I'm going to turn into I actually think about a drag truck, about going racing. We have our local track reopened within 15 minutes from here in Salisaw. It reopened, so I'm starting to get the itch to go racing, just for fun. Maybe some bracket racing if they get time. Right now, they just got bought and they're just reopened, and they're just trying to work all the kinks out. and they do all they do is no prep heads up right now because that's all they have the budget for. But I'm hoping over the winter that they get a timing system in. But if not, I'll get a draggy. I mean, they're pretty cheap, and we can do some test runs and do some whittling, and make some content with that, and you guys can come along with that. But I got a lot of projects. I got a lot of projects, things that I haven't finished yet, including Bamalam. I haven't got it completely finished yet. I still got to get a dash and get the interior done and carpet and things like that. But it starts to run and front end alignment, like you guys have heard me talk about. So we got a lot of things. We got a lot of things, pans in the fire.
Michael says Thomas is actually helping our cousin down in Carthage at the Peach Festival.
Oh, okay.
Nightmare says I'm thinking about taking our shop into buying one of those for the greasy semi parts.
Well, ultrasonic cleaners. Now let me tell you, I went to PRI last year in December, and they got some, and they're pricey. They're a little pricey, but oh my God, they took something like this that was like grease covered. I mean, I don't know if they did it just for show, but they took an engine like this, an engine block like you would like pull out of an old Chevy pickup truck. You know how nasty they get. And they took the heads and the block and they put it in and they turned it on, and it was just water, Dawn dishwashing liquid, and heat and the ultrasonics. And within 20 minutes, it came out looking like it come from the machine shop. I mean, it was amazing. It just melted off. Every nook and cranny, every hole, every crevice, every passage was clean as a whistle. I couldn't believe it. And that would be like with this 3.7 liter. I've got tins and covers and gas pans and all kinds of stuff that I would love to be able to drop into like an ultrasonic cleaner and just boil them for 15, 20 minutes and have them come out look like brand new. The technology is amazing. But like I said, they're pricey. But I mean, I got it on my want list. I mean, after the lift, it's going to be an ultrasonic cleaner. I don't know how big I'll get, but I mean, they make them where you could drop two of them. They make them big enough for you to drop two of them in there. And they're amazing. They're just amazing. I mean, the old days of having the mineral spirits, and the solvents in the solvent tank and brushing things off and trying to clean them that way are kind of over. I mean, they have their place, but oh my God, it was like a game changer. I mean, but the problem I had is I don't have any space. I have no place to put it. If I bought one, it would just make it where this space is unusable because it's a big cabinet.
Jason Edwards says lift is what he wants. Michael says he's doing good, just released from the home health.
Good.
Oxley says plasma table.
Ooh, yeah.
And Jason Edwards says a big air compressor is on the list too. And Oxley says, have you decided on which brand lift?
No, I haven't decided on which brand lift. There's a couple of them, I've going down the rabbit hole doing my deal, but I'm trying, once I get it in the dry, I'm going to be sending out emails to all them companies to see if I can get some kind of deal done, to see, for my benefit and for y'all, so you can see, firsthand, using it. I'm hoping to get some kind of sponsorship or some kind of deal made when it comes to that. But I mean, I've got everything ready to go. I can't really send out feelers for like equipment and materials and stuff without actually having the building up. I mean, that's what after it goes up, that's what the whole winter is going to be talking to tool companies and lift companies and this and that and all this other things. That's the great thing about the PRI. They make this book, and all the emails and all the phone numbers and all the things for all the manufacturers is in the back of that book. So I've got a grocery list of all these manufacturers that I can reach out to and see if we can make a deal and see if we can get some, some toolboxes, some tools, some lifts, some whatever.
Jason says has a small ultrasonic cleaner, nothing expensive. Uses vinegar and water, cleans small parts and molds well.
And it works amazing, doesn't it? Is it one of those Harbor Freight ones, the ones that's about this big? And it works amazing. I mean, I have a friend that has one of those from Harbor Freight, and he loves it. He just wishes it was bigger.
Jason also says, check out Wildfire Lifts.
Wildfire? I think they were at PRI. I think Bobby Ducati's car from Street Outlaws was on their lift. They were outside the perimeter as a showcase at PRI, and I think they were there. I think I have their brochure and stuff that I picked up there. I got to look underneath. They had Bobby Ducati's car lifted up, and I got to walk underneath it and look everything. And man, I tell you what, there's a lot of money involved in them chassis. There's a ton of money involved in them chassis, and they weigh nothing. I mean, everything is titanium and that small, and all your struts and your control rods and everything. Yeah, they're really built well.
And Jason Edwards says yes on the ultrasonic cleaner.
Yeah, I have a friend local that he has one too, and he loves it. Just wishes it were bigger, And it's just, it's the bigger you get, the more expensive it is. But boy, man, that would be freaking nice.
And Oxen says I got to look at them at Iowa.
Yep, mine was in Indianapolis last winter in December. Not going to go to PR. Not going to be able to go to Vegas this year for SEMA. We're going to do SEMA 26. Me and my best friend Mike, Uncle Mike, we're going to do that for 26 for November of 26. Probably not doing PRI this year. I don't know. Depends on whether or not Mike gets a wild hair, because he's my travel buddy. Uncle Mike's my travel guy, and we have such a good time. He's that guy that I met in my 30s that we just clicked. Like we were brothers from day one. Like we were grown up in the same house, and he's one of the best people I've ever known. And it's just, and he was running the drag strip back in the late 1990s, and that's how we met, and we just clicked, and we've been tight, right as rain ever since.
And do you like the square body Fords also?
Yeah, I had one. We had what was it, 69? When we got married, her dad gave me a 69 long bed, and it was black on black, 390 FE motor, had a dead cylinder when I got it, never fixed it, drove it on 7 cylinders for about 7 or 8 years. And it was slick. Everything worked. Even it had this switch. You could pull it out for the cargo light, and it would light up red. I mean, it was a cool truck, but she was having babies, didn't have any air conditioning. It was standard steering, automatic, but it was standard steering, and she hated driving it. Even though her dad gave it to her, I had the new car. So you know how that works. She ended up with a new car, and I ended up driving that truck back and forth to work for 7 years. But it never let me down. I mean, it peeled a couple tires, but it never broke down on me, and we went through hell and back in that truck, and it was a great truck. But it was just time to move on. But yeah, no, I've had square body Fords.
Have you ever used one of those induction heaters for removing rusty bolts? We do have wood and handy removing the bed bolts.
The bed bolts. Now, is that the one that looks like a curlicue that heats up around the perimeter and that heats the bolt up and just kind of like breaks it loose? I've never used one of those. I've seen them online like everybody else has, and they look cool as shit. But it seems like they work better on like busting loose the old thread lock, like on cab bolts and things like that, on like OBSs and the newer stuff. It seems like they work really good for that. I haven't ever seen them like do that on like rusty old bed bolts like you dealt with. But they look cool. I mean, they're not very expensive, but I don't know how they would work for like 50-year-old rusted bed bolts. I don't know if they would be good for that. You know, heat, yeah, but I mean, well, theoretically they would be, but I've never had one. But they look cool. They look like they work. But everything that I see online, like TikToks and like Instagrams and like YouTube, it seems like they're working on OBSs and newer, not the really old stuff.
Michael says, what would you make the fuse for the fuel pump melt into? Because it happened to Thomas' truck last Sunday.
There's a short in the system, Michael. It's something got up against something and rubbed against metal and it shorted. That's what would melt the wiring to the fuel pump in his truck. So something on the frame rail, something under the cab, something got up against something and got rubbed, and then finally rubbed the coating off the. That would be my guess. That rubbed the coating off of the wiring and it arced against the frame, and that's what blew that burnt the wire up.
Jason Owen says yes. He said yes on that induction heater.
Yeah, the curly Q looking one. You know, they look cool as hell. I mean, okay. Everything online, they don't ever show you things not working. They're just, like they're trying to sell products. I mean, I got to tell you, I've had more companies reaching out to me in the last couple of weeks trying for me to sell stuff that I've never tried. And my standard is, you send me a product, I'll test it. If I like it, we'll talk about it, and I'll make you a video. Like that dash cam. I had that on the counter over there for several weeks, and I never really played with it. But last weekend I got it out and I played with it, and it's really cool. It really works well. It's really cool. But I get a lot of companies that want to just pay me money just to hawk products that I've never used. And I'm never going to do that to you guys. I'm never going to like tell you a product that I haven't tested myself that I don't believe in, because all I have is the trust that I've built over this time of you guys know that I'm not going to throw you under the bus. Plain and simple. I'm not going to sell some product just for money. I don't need to. I have a business. This is for fun. Now, making money on YouTube is cool. You know, it pays for hot rod parts and everything, and it makes it possible for me to build these cars, and the first time in my life be able to like actually make money building hot rods. It's a very, very awesome thing. Good question.
Yeah. What would you do on a future project to stop rust if it's not going to be able to work on it for a while?
Vinegar and primer. One of my first videos is how to kill vinegar, just a spray bottle and vinegar, and just neutralize the rust and make it stop. Vinegar on rust, keeping it wet for an hour, scraping it, rubbing it, using wire wheel on it, rinsing it down, and drying it off with compressed air, and then primering it. But like the Mustang, it's got rusted doors, it's got rusted this, it's got rusted that, and until I get into it, there's no reason for me to mess with it. Forgive me. Allergies. But that's vinegar. Vinegar will neutralize rust. Now, there's I can't remember what the name of it is. The new stuff comes in a 5-gallon bucket that you can actually use it as a dip tank. Now, I've used vinegar. I have a big tote that I actually use vinegar like on all the rusted old nasty parts that were on this Mustang, all loose stuff. I've already dunked them for a week, let it kill all the stuff, rinse them off with baking soda, and primered them and painted them, and they're protected forever. But vinegar is a awesome rust killer, long term. It just neutralizes it. Now you'll have to do some primering and some buffing and stuff on it, but it will actually make the rust stop working, so you can seal it off. Been using it for years. It works great. But it's been a good week. You know, I'm just thankful for all of you guys. Like I said, if you haven't done it yet, smash that like button. Hit that thumbs up. That really helps. And get a t-shirt, do something. Oh, if you guys would like a hat, the company that I have doing my t-shirts, they can't get it right. Okay, so I get these made local. If you'd like a hat, throw me an email and I can send you an invoice through PayPal, and I can get you a hat out to you. I have a whole box full of them if you like one. But these are all embroidered and they're all stitched in, and the other company just wants to like make this heat on shitty looking thing, and I don't want to sell that. I don't want my guys wearing that. I want a good quality, nice hat if you guys want one. Baby, you okay? Your thing should be charged up by now. But no, I'm gonna do this. I really like this back and forth. So we ain't ever gonna stop doing these. I look forward to this all week, just to be able to sit down and just talk with you guys. I really do. I look forward to it all week. And she'll tell you, I'm jazzed. I'm ready to go, and I'm happy for a couple of hours after we get this done. Did it turn on for you?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Can you guys say la 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 la?
Nope.
Can you hear her now?
Yes. Let's see. '87 Chevy Silverado, 350, feels weak once I get it warmed up and just crawls at a high RPM sputtering. Haven't run it much last 7 years. Any help? Thanks.
Okay. So it runs and sputters. It does start up, and does it idle good? Now, does it idle out of gear good? Does it seem like it runs okay out of gear? And once you put it in gear, then does it sputter, and then does it mess up?
And then I have another one. Same here. I bought a '73 Maverick with the 302 with my father-in-law for a 700 and had to give it to my first son. I
love old Mavericks. Mavericks are, I mean, they're based on the Mustang platform, but I had a friend that had a Maverick with the 302 in it, automatic, and it ran like a scalded dog. I mean, they're great cars. I mean, you can't really go wrong with 60 anything or 50 anything up to about 75. You can always upgrade them. I mean, they're built tough. Mavericks are great cars, and really now their body lines, they're really a really damn good looking car.
And Northern says yes, sputters once in gear.
Okay, Now that's going to be one of two things. Okay, have you done any like just general tune-up on it? Check the plug wires, check the plug, change the plugs, you know, change the fuel filter, change the air filter. Have you done general maintenance on it? Okay, and if you have and it's still doing it, you might be dealing with a transmission issue. If once you get it in gear, it starts not wanting to do what it's supposed to do. If it idles good, it revs good out of gear, but when you put it in gear and it starts acting funny, it depends on if you've done a tune-up on it and everything is working optimally on the engine, then you might have a transmission issue, which could be as simple as a transmission filter change and a fluid flush. Because, you know, you're talking about possibly 50 years old fluid. You know, that fluid is not designed to run 50 years in transmission. I'll give you an example, like on Bamalam. Transmission that was in Bamalam, it was not shifting well when we first started. So we pulled the pan, we dumped as much fluid out of it as we can. We changed the filter because it was full and nasty, put it all back together, put fresh fluid in it, shifts like a champ. I mean, it's, you know, that fluid that was in that transmission was probably 50 freaking years old. Okay, so they're just not designed that. People don't realize, like, my standard on, like, my new truck, when I bought my truck new, after 50,000 miles, I had them drop the pan, I had them change the filter, because that's all that braking stuff and all that metal materials. And the guy tried to talk me into a flush, and I'm like, no, I want a new filter. I want drop the pan, put new fluid in, and I had a Illumina that I did the same thing with, and it lasted 285,000 miles, and never had a transmission issue. Okay, what?
Shirley.
And Shirley finally got it hot in Oklahoma City, driving it around. But after I gave it to her at 230,000 miles, she got 55,000 miles out of it. Never, I don't think she ever changed the oil in it, and it ran. But that transmission was still working when she blew it up. I mean, it's just automatic transmission fluid. It's not designed to stay in there forever. It needs to be changed periodically. Not like engine oil, but it needs to be changed. A little Lucas transmission additive doesn't hurt. It really works well. It's a really good detergent. It really cleans everything out and just makes everything work better.
He says, I'll focus on my attention in the direction more of the transmission. Thanks.
Yep. Just like I was telling earlier, is that get it warm, take your vacuum gauge to it, and make sure your idle mixture and everything is like it's supposed to be, as optimal as you can. Make sure you got good plugs in it. Make sure your wires aren't shooting no sparks. You know, the easiest way to do that is shut all the lights off and have it run at night and look in the engine compartment, see if you got any sparks going anywhere. You know, that'll tell you if you got a bad spark plug. The easiest way to tell if you got a bad spark plug wire. But then once you get all that straightened out, if it's still dinking up, then it's probably the tranny. Probably tranny's getting a little weak. And most times, a new filter and a new gasket and new fluid will bring them back to life. It really works well. A little general maintenance can do a lot.
Building a 350 on the cheap, how to check the piston pin and rods.
Well, okay. This one was on the super cheap. I got through this one for $490. And that's with a new pan, new balancer, you know, and everything. But my son was working at O'Reilly, so I got it for his price. So right now it probably cost me $700 to build it. But without taking it apart, checking your rings and your wrist pins and things like that, there isn't any way to check it without taking it apart. I'm going to do that on that motor probably this winter, but there really isn't any way to check it without taking it apart. But I mean, do you know any history on the motor itself? Was it running? Do you know if it was running when it was pulled out? I mean, I know this one was running when it was pulled out, when I pulled it out. And I just cleaned it up and just did gaskets and things like that. But I never pulled the rods apart, never pulled the mains out. And it's, you kind of flipping a coin.
Jason Edwards says, what internet do you use? I'm in rural Pennsylvania and ours sucks. Do you happen to use Starlink for video uploads?
Okay. I tried, what we tried to use, what was it? AT&T?
No, T-Mobile.
Okay. I tried the new T-Mobile tower about 6 months ago. And I had the text from India call me because I could not upload videos on YouTube from the tower. The internet around the house and in the house and everything was great, but they couldn't do upgrades. So I am actually down here in the south. We have Cox, and I still have it's hard lined in. So I have a modem in the house with a router, with a really nice router in the den right outside the door of the deal. But the towers, they have an issue with uploading. Bringing it in and spreading it out through all your products in your house is great, but uploading videos, it sucks. I mean, if Cox ever folds up, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't know. I'm going to have to do something radical to try to be able to upload videos. I'll have to go down the rabbit hole on that deal, but that's what I do. Cox right now at the house.
Frugal says, hi, Buck. I'm in the middle of rebuilding my 77 C10. I picked up some useful info on your channel.
Awesome. Yep. That's what all we're doing is like, you know, I am not, I don't think I'll ever buy another new vehicle, which makes her mad. But I mean, I might buy a new vehicle for her, but I mean, I don't think I would drive another new one. My 09 crew cab is 160,000 miles, just broke in good with LS motor. But if it's got a computer on it, I don't think I want it from this point. I mean, they're just not built well. They're so expensive, and they're just not put together well. They're built in factories outside the USA and brought back in, and they're just, the quality is just not there for the price. I mean, a $60,000-$70,000 truck, I can build a tremendous hot rod for $60,000 or $70,000. I mean, that's the best of everything from top to bottom, and still won't hit that number. I mean, it blows my mind what the modern car industry and truck industry is charging for vehicles. I will never sign my name on a payment ever again. I'm just not. It's just not worth it. Even if it was a tax deduction, it would not be worth it. I'm not writing a check every month for that number, for that amount of vehicle. And then not be as good as the 09 I got sitting in the driveway right now. It's not. And I can't order that truck. I can't order a new version of that truck. They just don't allow it. I mean, I bought a hand window crank, rubber floor mats, tow package, crew cab, 373 posi with an overdrive transmission with a tranny cooler and everything, and you literally cannot order that package now. You can't. They refuse to let you buy that truck because they don't make any money on it. Okay, it just, you could buy a brand new truck for $30,000 if they wouldn't put all the bullshit on it. But they won't allow it because they don't make any money. It's all in all those extras.
Wyatt says I have a stock 305 with a ABS2 on it. It's been working and running really well. No issues. I was told I needed a fuel pressure regulator. What do you think?
If it's running great, why? I mean, I'm the older I get, the more like if it's working, don't mess with it. don't mess with it until you have a problem. I mean, there's no reason to. I mean, if it's working and you like it and you're enjoying it and it's doing good things, why mess with it?
Yeah. Will says this old truck will be the nicest truck I've ever owned, and I'm only $5K so far.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing what you can do if you take these hands and build something exactly the way you want. Now, like, you can retro a lot of things in. Like, I have different. Like, I took the cigarette lighter out and I put a USB port, dual USB port in there. The dash cam, LED lights, things like that. You can upgrade for pennies on the dollar. And they're not going to own you. It's going to be paid for. The insurance is cheaper. You might not get as much gas mileage. It might not be as comfortable as one of the new ones, but it ain't going to be a bunch of plastic. You're not going to have, I don't know if you guys heard, they're doing the recalls on all them damn engines. All them GM engines are getting recalled. Hundreds of thousands of them because they're blowing up. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm going to keep my closet full of small block Chevy parts. I'm going to be cruising the internet for big block parts. I'm going to be building old school air, fuel, and fire. That's what I'm going to be doing the rest of my life.
Leopold says, I pulled it out running. I have everything apart. Everything looks good.
Very good. All right. Then are you the one that asked about wrist pins, things like that?
The 350 on the cheap. How check pistons, pins, and rods.
Are you the one? Is he the one that asked that? Yeah. Basically, I mean, we're using pistons for 5 decades. Really, I mean, if it was running when you pulled it out, there shouldn't be any issues. I mean, just cleaning them. There really isn't any way to check them without taking them apart. And you're not going to, that would be a machine shop to be able to heat them up and press them out without destroying the pistons. That's a machine shop thing because they have the equipment to do it. There really isn't a way to check, make sure that, unless you can physically just feel it,
Okay, I've seen you on YouTube using transmission oil in the engine to clean it. Have you ever done that, or do you recommend it?
No, it's not transmission fluid. It's Marvel Mystery Oil. It looks like transmission fluid. Marvel Mystery Oil has more detergents in it. And I run that in the old engines in the crankcase. It busts all the old crud out, all the old carbon and everything. You can take 300 miles worth of driving for your oil change and put a cup of Marvel Mystery Oil in the crankcase and let it run it through it and get it hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. And you pull that drain plug and just goo will just roll out of that engine. It's such a good product. I highly recommend it. But it wasn't automatic transmission fluid. It's Marvel Mystery Oil is what I was using.
Let's see here. Michael says we have Windstream as our internet.
Yeah.
Rico says hello. I picked up a 73 C30 Dune for my ranch.
Nice.
It has a 454 big block with a 4-speed manual in it. Is there another transmission I can use to make it to a 5-speed?
You can, but it won't be as strong as that Granny 4-speed you got in it. That Granny 4-speed box is bulletproof. I mean, you can't break them. I mean, those things were built. I mean, they'll pull a mountain. There's aluminum case 5 speeds. They're not as strong. You get your 5-speed out of it. But that Granny 4-speed, I know it whines and it doesn't do good on the highway and everything, but there is nothing out there that's stronger than that box. There's nothing aftermarket or nothing newer that's stronger than that box that you have in it. I mean, they're just bulletproof. I mean, they are just tried and true, even 50 years old, better than anything newer that's been produced.
Christopher says, Indy 5400. Just swapped my 80 C30 to an auto because the problem's trying to get a small 465 rebuild.
Yeah. 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 No, okay. The old standard gearboxes. I mean, to find somebody that knows how to rebuild them without just buying a new one, like from Richmond or whatever, having an old tech that was doing it back in the day, 50 years ago, you know, that's a dying art. It really is. I mean, and it's going to get worse. And that's where I'm hoping to learn. Like, I have a best friend, Uncle Mike, a different Uncle Mike, that he is a transmission. He just got the touch, and I'm going to get him to teach me how to rebuild turbo 350s and turbo 400s and power glides. I mean, because that is becoming a dying art. I mean, the guys that have the shops that build those for the drag racers, I mean, they're specialists. Okay, and it's old technology, and it kind of goes back to the front end alignment with shims and stuff. I mean, it's becoming a dying thing. I mean, they're just not teaching it anymore, and so I'm hoping to be able to get some videos online so that people for the next 100 years, when they're trying to rebuild these old trucks and cars and stuff, that they'll have a resource to go by step of actually how to do it for the future. Because once all us old farts are gone, it might be gone. It might be a dead thing. I got a couple of kids in the neighborhood that I'm trying. I would love in the spring to like bring them in and have them help and teach them how to do things. I mean, Uncle Buck's University would not be a bad thing. You make things not go away forever.
My 09 GMC has 310,000 miles. Changed lifters at 275,000 because of 8.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a yep. Yeah.
Tim says good live. Colonel says, Amen. You just opened my eyes to starting a stockpile replacement parts for my truck. Great call. I'd have done it eventually, but sooner than later is better.
Yeah, and that's all I do. Like in the spring, probably with tax return, is that we're gonna buy we're gonna pull some stuff out of the weeds because I need parts. I mean, I got shelves full of stuff, little bits and pieces, but I'm running out from having building these trucks. So the best bang for my buck is to buy 2 or 3 out of the weeds, and with those 3, when it comes to fenders, hoods, brackets, this, that, other thing, you know, suspension parts, you know, cross members, rear ends, the whole 9 yards, it's a treasure trove. I mean, people don't think that old hunk of junk that's been in the weeds for 30 years is worth anything, you know, and you can get them for pretty cheap, and you pull them out, and when you start taking them apart, there's every nut and bolt on them is worth something. If you're not having to search it, buy it, go through LMC Truck or Classic or whatever, it's a treasure trove of stuff. I mean, I should have been hoarding parts years ago, but I kind of got out of the business for 15, 20 years. But now I think Christina ain't gonna like it, but sooner or later we're gonna have 3 or 4 of them, just parts trucks here and there, just to get parts off of to make builds, because it's just so much cheaper. It's just so much cheaper. I mean, you can blast them, paint them, clean them, you know, and bring back things back to life that way.
Igor says, love mine's 77 250, 3 on the tree, shorty, wide open pipes.
Love them. Yeah, the 230 Chevy straight six with a 3 on tree. That's what the first truck that I built, the one from 2 years ago, that it was a 3 on the tree, and it was a straight six, and it was a standard. It was a non-power assisted brake booster, and it had a nice cam in it. No problems. It loved it. You know, yeah. I mean, any configuration they come in, they were just built different back in the 60s and 70s. They just were. You know, after like 80, 81, they started, well, like between 73 and 80. At 81, they started shaving weight, and they were 300, 400 pounds lighter in 81 on, because they just started shaving weight, and they weren't built as well. I mean, if you think about it, the 60s and 70s trucks, they were farm implements. You know, they were used to pull, drag, haul. You know, a truck was a truck, and they had full frames, and they were heavy duty. Everything was bulletproof, and you couldn't hurt them. You could blow the motor up, but you couldn't hurt them things when it comes to brakes or suspension or frames or whatever, unless you like lived way up north when there was too much salt and it just rusted them to pieces. But they don't make them like that anymore. They just don't make them like that anymore. That '09, you can't tell me in 50 years that '09 that I have sitting out there is going to be even together in 50 years to be rebuildable. It's just not. It's just not built that well.
First says I need bigger settings, weight, springs on my 700 R4 because of your swap.
Yeah. Now, again, another thing, that's the 704s with all the electronic controls and, you know, the things you have to do. Now, all that stuff is available on Amazon. You know, I have a 704 sitting up at Uncle Dave's, fully built. I mean, ready for a project. But, I mean, you're getting into all that electronic stuff, and the overdrives are great, you know, but you're still talking about a lot of electronics that can go wrong. But they make retro kits that you can do, you know, the lockup. You can do the TV cable. I never learned how to set a TV cable on the 704, so I'm always scared that I'm going to burn one up first 5 minutes of driving it because I don't have the TV cable set right. Never learned how to do it. Just not my thing. But I mean, and they're hard to build to be resilient to power. The 200s and the 704s, they're hard to build. There's got to be a lot of special parts put in that case to make them handle the power that the modern technology can make.
Earl says that's a great move, buying old truck parts.
It really is. It saves a ton of money. I mean, just nuts and bolts, just brackets and bits and pieces. And if you got one and you need, you know, a cross member, if you need anything, if you need brake parts, if you need, you know, anything, it could be really expensive to buy that brand new from whether it's O'Reilly's or AutoZone or LMC truck or Classic or whatever it is, or you can go out in your driveway and you can find the part you need. You can take it off, you can clean it, you can sandblast it, paint it, and it's like brand new. You can put it on and you ain't spent nothing but a little electricity and a little bit of sand and a little bit of paint. So your pennies on the dollar. And then if you have a bunch of leftover stuff, you go on Marketplace and you sell some hoods and some fenders and you make some extra money for the project. It's a win-win-win, and you're really not out a lot of money. I mean, considering, you know, I built the first truck for $3,000 total out of pocket, $3,000 running. He drove it from here. He drove it 300 miles home, and has been driving it ever since for total out of pocket $3,000. You know, it's a really an awesome way to go. You just got to have a little space, and you have to have a supportive wife, you know, that she knows what you're doing, and it can be done very easily. It's just more work. It's always going to be more work building them as opposed to buying them.
Jimmy says, help me find a 3-speed to 3-speed with a full cable overdrive for my 69 GMC Custom C15.
Help him find one? Yeah, Marketplace. Get on Marketplace. I mean, that's Craigslist, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago was the thing, but now it's Facebook Marketplace, and I get a lot of stuff from Marketplace. It's my go-to jam now. I haven't been on Craigslist in years. I mean, maybe I should, maybe try it, but Marketplace is the way to go. If you need something specific, just type it in and see if it comes up, and there'll be stuff to come up.
Leroy said, I deleted all the admission shit.
Yep, me too. Like on Bamalam, like on the first truck, it was headers, exhaust, glass packs, and turnouts. And the new one, Bamalam, it's got the headers. It's going to be pipes. It's going to be 40 series Flowmasters and turnouts. I mean, I think Cadillac converters on the 70s stuff is stupid. I mean, it was just them trying to get through emissions shit with the government during the gas crisis. I cut that stuff off and throw it away.
Christopher says the TV cable just uses a pressure gauge, and you'll know for sure if it's set.
Yeah, I've never done it. I'll have to learn. Never done it.
The word says paid $1,500 12 years ago. Daily driver cents.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have anything go wrong, it's cheap. Like alternator for my 09, hundreds of dollars. Alternator for my 80 model, $89, $79. I mean, it's and I got extra sitting on the shelf. I mean, I got spares to go. I mean, it's just the insurance costs, the tag costs, just the personal property tax costs, everything is cheaper if you're driving old stuff. Now, it's not. Now, if you got it built and you enjoy driving it, it's a very cool thing because people are going to walk up to the parking lot and ask you about it. They don't ever ask me about my 09 crew cab. Doesn't happen.
Christopher says, was able to cut and modify a factory cross member on a small 465 to a 700 R4, cost me nothing. Yeah,
cost you nothing. I have extras. I keep extra cross members because there's just easier, just so you can drill some holes or just weld up a tab or do whatever. Yeah, no, and again, that's another. You can spend a couple $100 on a aftermarket, adjustable cross member, blah 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 blah, or you can have extras and you just clean them off, blast them, clean them, paint them, and you're in it for nothing.
Chris says, or a good girlfriend that will help you build it too.
Yep, or a girlfriend. Yep. Now, Nyla's my daughter, because she was helping me in the garage for years when we were drag racing and stuff. Yeah, yep.
Jimmy, the one that said the 3-speed with this custom cable overdrive, says it's a hard find.
Yeah, it's hard. It is. But I mean, if you look at it long enough, it's there. But I mean, yeah, I know about them. I've never come across one. Yeah, it's super rare. So if anybody out there knows where there might be one, message him. He'll be on, in the deals. Let him know. All right, since we got a deal, smash that like button. Smash it. Boop that like button. Hit it. Tell your friends. Tell everybody you know. Come in on Thursday. What time is it? We've been at just an hour and 50 minutes already? Okay. Hour and 50 minutes. We do about an hour till everybody gets bored. All right. If you guys have any last questions, ask them now.
How would you install this MR gasket, exhaust, cast iron cutout? Weld or plant?
I welded for 20 years for a living, so I would be welding it.
How?
How? MIG. I'll be MIGing it in. On cast iron? Are you talking about off the pipe or off the cast iron? You want to turn out off the? You want to turn out like a mechanical turnout, like with like the solenoids and the flappers. Explain to me what you.
It says braze it.
Braze it.
Yeah.
Braze it. Okay, tell me. Explain it a little bit better. We're talking about, okay, cast iron manifolds.
How would you install a MR cast exhaust cast iron? MR gasket exhaust cast iron cutout. Real cast iron. Cast iron cutout.
Okay, let me read it. Diverters, cast iron cutout to pipe. Okay. Well, for that, if I'm understanding you correctly, it would be clamp. It would be clamp. Because you can't weld cast iron to regular steel. Brazen ain't gonna hold up because everything's gonna flex. Brazen will seal if it's not moving. So it's an engine. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. So I would be clamping to get the best result because brazen ain't gonna work. Well, thanks, Leroy. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. I really, really do. I really appreciate it a lot. Really, really appreciate it. Oh, and thank you, Nostalgic. I appreciate that too. See, I'm looking at the back of my camera. I can't see when you guys send me a gift. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate every little bit helps. It really does. I really, really appreciate you guys very, very much. Ever replaced the? Yeah, we're gonna put a new speaker in before we put the new dash pad in. Yeah, Christopher. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm not putting them in the door. I've got a deal. I think I've got a speaker company that's gonna give me some boxes to put on the back of the back behind the seat. I might be doing a review on those. But yeah, no, that would be I'd be putting them on with brackets and not brazing them because it's not gonna hold up. Cast iron is a funny little thing. Cast iron now, like Uncle Tony's, he uses flex core and just heats it up red hot and then welds it and then hopes it holds. But he does that just on like outside of engine blocks and shit like that. Not exhaust. Exhaust just gets too much movement. It just, it's like taking a piece of steel and doing this. It's going to break loose eventually if it's not, connected strongly. Allergies. Ugh. Okay. Oh, this one turned off. Okay. Can you hear me now?
There you are.
Okay. Yep. I guess I'm gonna have to learn to charge these up better before Thursday Night Lives. I thought they were charged, but anything else new? Okay. All right. She's gonna give me the phone. All right. Okay, we're back. And she's actually about a minute behind. But anyways. Okay, I gotta say bye because they're all dead. All right, you guys have a good night. Appreciate you guys. See you next Thursday. Bye.